and I'd like to tell you a ghost story. I mean, over the years, I think I've interviewed hundreds of people, and this case, or this interview, was one that sticks in my mind. And the young lady concerned, I'll call her Vicky, but she said, come along and I've got a ghost story for you. It's a true story. And now Vicky was an air stewardess, and she just qualified, and she was flying the 747s. You know, she was on board as part of the crew of the 747, the jumbo jet, on a long haul to America. Now they always get a break during the flight, and they got a crew's rest room upstairs, up a flight of stairs, and it's like they got a table and they got some chairs and, you know, a bunk bed and whatever. And she was taking her break, and she went up into the restroom, and there was a little old lady sitting on one of the bunks, and she was really confused. And she looked up at Vicky, and she said, can you go and fetch my husband? He's in seat 133. And Vicky turned around. She said, look, I think you've strayed into the wrong part of the plane here. This is the crew's quarters. You're meant to be sitting in your seat. You shouldn't be straying from your seat apart from going to the loo or whatever. So anyway, the woman repeated, can you go and get my husband? He's in seat 133. And Vicky was getting a bit concerned at this, and she said, the woman was really agitated. So she said, yes, I'll go and get him for you. So she went downstairs, and she said to one of the other air stewardess, can you check on that lady upstairs, make sure she doesn't wander any further around the plane. I'm going to go and get her husband now to come collect her. So anyway, Vicky walked along the rows of seats and came to 133, and there was an elderly gentleman sitting there reading a magazine, and Vicky made her apologies and said, excuse me, sir, we have got your wife in the crew's, she's strayed into the crew's restroom. Would you come along and, you know, collect her? And he said, really? And Vicky said, well, yes, can you come along and collect her? He said, well, can you describe her? So Vicky thought it was an odd request. So she said the coloured dress that the woman got on with a top, and she said she's wearing these glasses, and she's got grey hair, and a watch. She was wearing a watch as well. Described it, and the gentleman said, yeah. He said that, yeah, that's my wife. She's on the plane, but she's in a coffin in the cargo bay. We're taking her to America to be buried. I mean, listening to this, Vicky just froze, and then she looked back along the alleyway through the seats, and the other air stewardess was coming along, and she went to see her, and she met her halfway, and the other air stewardess said, there's nobody in the restroom at all. Now that's the type of story that you get, and it's genuine. And for things to happen like that on a plane, you know, people say, oh, ghosts don't exist. When something that happens like that, and you can describe the person to a relative, it hits home.